Have you ever seen an ad and just wondered, how are they selling that? Especially something as personal and, abstract as inner peace. Well, today we're going to do just that. We're pulling back the curtain on an ad for a spiritual healing service. We're going to deconstruct it piece by piece and see exactly how it uses language and structure to connect with people who are searching for something more.
So check this out. The very first thing the ad does, it doesn't try to sell you anything at all. It just asks a simple question. This is such a classic, brilliant move, right? It's a hook that gets past our usual ad blocker defenses because it's not talking about a product. It's talking about a feeling, a problem that, let's be honest, a lot of us can relate to. And that immediately makes you lean in and want to know more. And right here is where the strategy really starts to shine. The ad takes this big, vague feeling, negativity, and it does something super clever. It turns it into a concrete problem, an obstacle you can actually overcome. By saying you can release it, suddenly the service isn't just some nice-to-have luxury. Nope, it's positioned as an essential tool you need to win this internal battle.
Every good story needs a clear goal, a destination. And for this ad, that destination is finding inner peace. It's a really powerful and honestly simple narrative they're building here. You start with the villain, negativity, and the service promises to be your guide to this beautiful, ideal state of peace. It's like the classic hero's journey, but perfectly packaged for an advertisement. Okay, so if we're on this journey from negativity to peace, there's a big question. Who's our guide? This is where the ad makes a really important shift, moving away from the what and focusing on the who, the actual person they say can lead you to that destination. And look at how they do it. Spiritual healer in Leeds. It's so direct, isn't it? There's no super mystical, vague language here. It's practical, it's probably great for a Google search, and it tells you exactly what this is and where to find it. It's all about building that initial sense of clarity and, importantly, trust. Okay, and here comes the first big move to build credibility. They don't just say healer. Oh no. They use the phrase, a renowned spiritual expert. Let's just pause on that word, renowned. That single word is doing so much work. It's building up this person's authority and making you trust them before you've even been told their name. And then finally, we get the name, Pandit Prem Kumar. This is such a crucial step. The service instantly stops being just this abstract idea and becomes a personal connection. Suddenly, you're not just buying a service. You're thinking about working with a specific person. And for something as personal as healing, that is a way, way more powerful idea. All right, so let's recap. We've got the problem, negativity. We've got the destination, inner peace. And we have our guide, Pandit Prem Kumar. So what's next? Well, the big question is, how does it actually work? The ad now has to explain the method, the how behind the whole thing. And listen to the language they use here. Emotional and energetic restoration. I mean, that's not medical jargon, right? It's very deliberately chosen to sound deep, to sound holistic. It's suggesting a kind of healing that goes beyond the physical, targeting your core emotions and that more, intangible thing we call our energy. Then they break the process down into these 3 really appealing steps. First, personalized healing sessions. Right away, that makes you feel like you're not just a number. Then, use of traditional methods. That implies it's reliable. It's been tested by time. And finally, guidance towards restoration. See how that frames the healer as more of a mentor, a supportive guide? Every single word here is picked to make you feel comfortable and build that trust. So, all of this leads to the real bottom line, doesn't it? What's the payoff? What do you actually get out of this? Now the ad pivots to what it's all about, the promised transformation. This is the result they're selling. And wow, the promises are big. We're not talking about a small tweak here. They're talking about a deep transformation. And notice how they circle back, release negativity, find inner peace. They're reinforcing that story they started with. Then they add another one, achieve balance, which just widens the net, appealing to even more people. It's a whole package of powerful emotional rewards. So at this point, the ad has done its job, right? It's identified a problem you might have, it's presented a guide, it's explained the method, it's promised this amazing transformation. There's only one thing left to do, and it's the most important part. Tell you how to actually get in touch. This is the call to action. And they make this last step so easy. You've got all the options depending on what you're comfortable with. There's a website if you just want to browse and do some research, an email for a low-pressure way to ask questions, and a phone number if you're ready for a direct conversation. They've basically removed every single excuse or barrier you might have for not reaching out. So, when you step back and look at the whole thing, it's really a masterclass in persuasive communication, isn't it? It's this carefully constructed bridge, taking you from a very common human feeling of negativity all the way to a specific, tangible service. And it leaves you with a really interesting thought. The ad is selling a transformation, sure, but its real power comes from the feeling that words like peace, balance, and guidance create inside us. Which kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What does that word, transformation, really mean to you?